What is up, all my kaiju friends and fans? This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati. And today I would like to talk about the last film of the Showa era in my collection as it pertains to the Terror of Mechagodzilla 1975, as the music there indicated. One of my favorite films. The last film of the Showa era, kind of sad, but it's a fun movie. Wasn't as good as the first movie with Mechagodzilla, in my opinion, but it was definitely entertaining. And Godzilla went through some battles in that film because he was pretty much all on his own in that. He didn't have any help or nothing, so very interesting fight with him against 1 versus 2, but he handled it in the end. So you have to give Big G that. He is definitely hard to deal with, whether it's 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 or what have you. He brings the fight every time he has to. And of course, that is this superhero Godzilla, as everyone knows. The late 60s and 70s is considered superhero Godzilla, and it is my favorite designs, the 68 through 72 suit, and the 73 through 75, that's considered really my favorite. So I'm just going to go over to my collection of what I have of that movie to date. I still have a couple other things coming, I think, from this movie as far as the custom stuff. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the designs of the new kaiju in the movie, Titanosaurus, and very good movie and very fun. And of course, we had the alien element in it again, which was a common theme from the mid-60s Showa right through to the end of the Showa era, pretty much. It's a really good movie. I love Godzilla's design, like I said. It's my favorite. It reminds me of my childhood, all those movies right in there. From Hedorah on, pretty much. A lot of my childhood. Actually, from the mid-60s on is what I remember the most. But with starting with Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, up through all the other ones, when he was really having major fights with other kaiju is what I fondly remember the most. So, but this movie was one of my favorites. It is one of my favorites. Isn't as good as 74 though, in my opinion, but it's definitely a good movie. I'll start off with my X Plus collection from the movie, which I have the whole setup. The Godzilla 30 centimeter 1975 X Plus. In my opinion, this is a pretty good sculpt. I'm happy with it. I love it. It's very impressive. This is the rig, by the way. I just have never went around to changing the arms, and with the Mechagodzilla head, I have those upstairs in my diorama room, actually, in a drawer. I do have them, I just never have got around or wanted to change it. I like the pose on this particular figure, so. But yeah, it's a nice sculpt, a tree bark skin, classic tree bark skin. It's got the black in the middle of the dorsal plates and then the silver on the outside, just like in the film. Face is the classic 75. This face is pretty, looks like he's ready for some serious business, in my opinion. Ready to do some battle, but I love how they curved his tail up into his left. Got the shorter, stubbier tail, which is what he had in that film. It's really a great figure. They did a good job on it, I think. It's got darker nails and toenails and fingernails. But the look, just about from any angle, this figure, the look and the face is just really good, I think. It's better than the 25. I've never seen the 25 in hand, but what I've heard, it's definitely better than the 25 centimeter 75. Of course, we have Mechagodzilla 75, as MG2 on his arm indicates. He does have articulation, his head does move, his arms move, his hands do not twist. Yeah, they do, they're just really tight. They're really stiff, but they do turn. His hands, his feet do move a little. I've noticed his legs, bottom of his, from the knee down. I don't try to tend to mess with it too much. I'm afraid it'll break. So, but yeah, he does have articulation, which is cool. His mouth opens a little bit, not much. It's a really nice sculpt though. X Plus really did a good job on it. He has the more worn out look from his previous battle in 1974 with Godzilla. Really nicely done. The chest plate doesn't open like on the 74. I have the 74 and the chest plate opens, so. But it's really nice though. It's nicely done. They scale up pretty well, I would say, for sure. And then we have Titanosaurus. I remember the Rick, I think, had the switch out tail, which had the fin that was folded down, I believe. This is a really nice sculpt too, actually. His tongue's coming out of his mouth a little bit. It's nicely done. His arms do have some articulation in them. That's about all the articulation this figure has. It's a nice figure though. Well representation of Titanosaurus, I think. Scaling on all these three is nicely done. I like this whole set. I'm glad there's they completed this set with the 75 Godzilla, what, year and a half or so ago, almost 2 years ago, I think. It's really nice. I wish some of these would have seen a reissue, especially the 75 Godzilla for people that didn't get him when he came out in Japan, but maybe someday it'll get reissued, but it's definitely a good figure. Really good design and everything, and it completed this movie setup, and that's the biggest thing about it. It did complete the setup for the movie. The movie was fun, and I got some other customs here behind me. I'll show off that shows some of the my love for the movie, apparently, because I do have 4 customs behind me to show as well. And I will bring up 2 custom 75 Godzillas. They're both closed mouth. Pretty close to the same sculpt, really. But it's got their customary tree bark skin. Dark toenails, dark fingernails, dark claws, I should say. Paint on the dorsal plates, black on the inner, silver on the outside. Very intimidating look on his face, I would say, in this closed mouth form. It's really cool looking. Looks like he's not ready to be messed with at all. Same with this one, it's just a little bit smaller. Slightly smaller, slightly different pose. The hands are more up and spread out. The legs are a little bit wider, spaced out, but classic tree bark skin. This one, very intimidating look as well on his face. The intimidation is there in that look, I love it. Black inner plates, silver on the outside. Both of these are really nicely done, of course, by Mark Sing Yang. I will bring these these X Plus back up for a size comparison with them. But they're both got very intimidating looks on their face. Just looks like they are not ready to be messed with in any way, shape, or form. Ready for business, Godzilla 1975. That's what these are. Okay, I'll bring up the X Plus 75 Godzilla. You can see it's about the same size. He's a little hunched in his head here, a little looking down kind of. So, but yeah, they scale really well together, I do believe. Just over here, temporarily. But yeah, they scale really well together. This one is a shade taller than the other custom, so you'll see that when I do the other size comparison. But yeah, it's nicely done. This texture in the skin and everything. Amazing work, in my opinion. Now we'll bring forward Mechagodzilla for the size comparison here. And you can see side by side. Titanosaurus for the same size there. And I'll bring back the other one, which is a shade smaller, and you'll see it in this. Just a tad smaller. Still a very awesome figure though. Works out nicely with the 30 centimeter. Godzilla comes back. These are very nicely done sculpts. I love these two. They're really cool looking. I've made several posts with this X Plus with the closed mouth customs. They're very nicely done. Here's Godzilla again with this custom. As you can see, he is a tad smaller than the other one, but I love them both. Slightly different pose. The look on the face is really similar though on both of them. Like, don't mess with me. For sure. Camera close again, but I will bring the camera close once at the end, of course, and show all these off. Closer look. Very nice sculpts there. This one I got for Christmas. My girlfriend had it made by Mark. It is Godzilla in the movie Rising from the Grave after they buried him and you pretty much thought that Godzilla was done for. This is him when he popped up out of the ground and right before when he shoots his atomic breath at Mechagodzilla and hits him right in the shoulder, knocks him down, and then Godzilla commences to opening up a can of whoop ass on Titanosaurus and MG there. So that's what this represents, as I call it. Godzilla Rises from the Grave, 1975. Got his tail sticking up like in that scene, if you recall. His tail sticks up out of the ground. There's what it looks like. Nice base, the dirt base that Mark did with it. Very nicely done. And we will bring Mechagodzilla back. In that scene, that's pretty much who your face is off with. Godzilla's more further back, but yeah, I did a diorama already where I had the fire breath coming out and hitting Mechagodzilla, so it's a really nicely done piece. It was something I thought of from that movie that I thought would be a nice sculpt to have, with Godzilla coming out and rising from the grave to once again prevail over Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus. It was an epic scene because they buried him and kind of figured that Godzilla was done in, but he brought himself back and won the battle. All right. Now for the big gun, my gigantic custom Godzilla 75 holding Mechagodzilla's head. This is in gigantic scale like the X Plus Gigantics. You can see there's his face and everything. A famous picture out there of this exact sculpt. It's in black and white. It's on the internet. And he's doing his exact pose pretty much. And that's the picture I sent to Mark and said, I'd like to have this. And he said, all right. And he did it. And when he posted it on his page, I got it. If you go back and look last year, you'll see a side-by-side picture of that picture I sent him and this, and he did a really good job on it. Got the sculpting like a Godzilla's head pretty good there, teeth and everything. Tree bark skin on Godzilla, classic black inner plate, silver on the outside. Tail curves up into his left. This is a gigantic, like I said, so it's in comparable scale with the X Plus Gigantic series, so yeah, it's a really classic 75 look and everything. And I will bring forward Sakai Gigantic 54 Godzilla as a size comparison here. The X Plus Gigantic 1954, the Godzilla that started it all in Showa, and the Godzilla that ended it all in Showa. That's why I brought this forward. I figured it'd be apropos, so to speak, to have these two together here. You can see the 75 is a bit taller, probably by an inch maybe. So, but he's definitely a big boy. Nicely done though by X Plus on this. The paint is a little bland, I agree with a lot of people, but I do love this X Plus 54. I just thought it'd be nice to have him up here with this 75. That's the beginning and the end of Showa. But I got another 75 coming, custom. It's an open mouth 75 mark, 30 centimeter scale. And I think that might be all the 75 we've got coming. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I have to look at my list. I got a list in my man cave of what I have on commission. It's like 35 more pieces coming still, but over a lot of it's show, and not all of it, but a lot of it. But, this is an awesome movie. And Godzilla had a big fight on his hands with a 2 versus 1, but he handled it like he always does. And it was kind of sad at the end when he's going away and he's kind of in the ocean waving. It's kind of fitting because that happened to be the end of the Showa era. So, But nicely done figures I have here, I think, these customs, and the X Plus lineup, the setup is complete, and hoping they do some more completion of some other 70s Godzilla movies soon. And the 60s Godzillas, to be honest, but these are all nice figures, and I'm glad I got them. I will bring the camera forward here momentarily and show off all this stuff, line it back up here, and closer look. And I appreciate everyone's time. Appreciate y'all watching. This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room. I'll be signing off, but hold on and I'll have it close-ups. Thank you very much.